guys, and we're here to talk fantasy, guys. And we heard live from Fastlane Radio. We had to bring back Dave back as affirmative action.
Hello.
So Dave had to come back this week. And then you got my man Tone to the right of me. We're gonna have an interesting show this week. We're gonna do the Mount Rushmore, Bridge Academy, hooping, and all that other good stuff. But we're gonna do that later on in the show.
You're welcome.
Yes, because of Tone, so we had to make it special for Tone, by the way. Again, you know how we're going live on this show. We'll be discussing all three sports nowadays. Feel free to comment on social media accounts or any of those accounts. Feel free to call us. The number is 313-444-5399. Again, the number is 313-444-5399. Feel free to call in. We'll have the phone with us.
If you guys got something to say, instead of listening, call in, let us know what you got to say. We appreciate the calls.
Yes, sir. In the next couple minutes, we'll have the phone next to us, so feel free to call in and argue, even discuss the Mount Rushmore, because I know you guys gonna have a lot to say about that. All right, Dave, what's up, man? You good? Welcome back.
Great, man. Thanks for having me again, guys. Hello.
Hello. Tone, any
I
words?
don't know how I get on the show twice.
How you get on the show twice?
Yeah, I mean, what do I gotta do?
We're the same color skin, so actually we already have two of us, so we're good to go.
People want, that's right two right there. Just let me know, that's right two.
Diversity,
That's right.
diversity.
Diversity matters.
Strike three, we off the air, baby.
Alright, so let's get this ball rolling, man. We're going to talk NBA. As you guys know, the Eastern Conference Finals and Western Conference Finals is going down so far. We're going to start with the Eastern Conference Finals, guys. Boston Celtics is up 2-0. I'm kind of disappointed in Cleveland so far, the way they played. It looked like they gave up the second game. I thought they had it in the bag, but obviously they didn't. Boston is something else, man. I like them a lot. I swear, I really do like them as a team. So, guys, what are your thoughts so far in the series? Dave, we're going to start off with you, man. What's your thoughts so far in the series and what's been going on so far?
Definitely not surprised that's what's happening. I did say the series would go 7. They took care of home court. I honestly didn't think they would do it in such a convincing fashion. It seems like they're being beat. Cleveland's being beaten on in every facet of the game. Coaching, on the court, after the game, at home. It's just like Cleveland's not even there. So definitely not a surprise to me.
ABZ, what's your thoughts so far in the series?
I don't say I'm surprised they're up 2-0. I thought Cleveland was still one, but I guess not. Still got it going to 7 games. But this is definitely surprising to see them go up 2-0. Such a young team going against a veteran team.
And the way that they're doing it too, it's not even been close realistically. Tone, what's your thoughts on the series?
No, I pretty much knew when LeBron came out firing, we knew he'd come out firing. But he scored 21 in the first half, and they were only up, 6? And, you know, like, he was playing lights out, so kind of figured Boston was going to make a move in the third and close it out in the fourth. But being up 2-0, the way they're doing it right now, is very hard to believe.
You know what I like is that I was watching a video yesterday that J.R. Smith came out saying that they need to get it together. You know, the supporting cast needs to get it together. They're saying LeBron is putting everything on his shoulders, which is good because they're realizing it. Because obviously he needs them to show up. You know, because we put up, 41?
Something like
Triple-double, and they all go like double digits. They still lost by double digits. So something needs to happen. I mean, but what I like what they're discussing about Boston too is they're talking about a lot of their players are two-way players. Like they can do a lot. They're very diverse in their game. They can either shoot, they can score, they can drive. Cleveland is either they got shooters surrounding LeBron James, or you know people that can just drive it and take it in.
Whose fault is that? Let me ask you, whose fault is that these guys are one-trick ponies?
Are you trying to bring it?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
It's LeBron James'
It's LeBron James' fault.
How's his fault?
Because
I can see where David's
you see where I'm coming from?
I know where he's coming from.
When you have a guy that's a primary ball dominant player, the other guys can't be what they were, like Rodney Hood and George Hill and the Jazz.
Rodney Hood's a shooter.
Right, but
average 17 and then he comes to Cleveland and he's doo-doo.
It's like Kevin Love was better in Minnesota. A lot of players were
26
better
in Minnesota
before they joined LeBron. So, you know, with the Celtics, Kyrie and Hayward are both gone. Now you got a lot of players that can, you know, all do what they want to do, and they're all, you know, playing overall good basketball.
So you trying to say that with Kyrie and with Hayward that they're going to be a worse team?
I didn't say they're going to be a worse team, but the success right now in Boston, it has something to do with Kyrie not being in there, being the ball dominant player. Not that he is even as ball dominant as LeBron is, but that explains why, you know, them as a unit are playing better.
I was with him until he said that.
Kind of like when John Wall left with the Wizards. They got start playing team.
Right,
When
that's true.
When you got a lot of players that are like, not the number one option, you have to play a lot more. That's what happens.
We got a phone call. We got a phone call, and I'm just gonna take a wild guess, and I think I know who it is, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Yo, who's calling?
It's the boy Moti. What up?
Alright, we got Moti back
What's up,
this week.
Moti?
We got the original.
I've already won, but go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hey, Moti, before you even start talking, we already talked about LeBron James. Dave's trying to go hard on him again. But, yeah, I ain't worried about that either. But I just want to mention this because I had a conversation with the guy to the right of me, and old school cat, about the same age as you, Dave Barberin.
He's older than me.
A little older than
Yeah.
you. But you know what? You know what the words came out of his mouth? He said, I don't know how you can say anyone is better than LeBron James. He has to be the greatest player of all time. From Tony, aka
those
Baby
weren't my
Hussein.
exact words.
Basically.
What I did say was, if I'm drafting a team and you give me a list of all-time players, I'm taking LeBron James first.
He's taking an L. So
I'm
go right along with that.
saying, I could build a great team around LeBron James. He does everything.
Yeah, he loses a lot too.
Hey,
I mean, it's a
Not his
combination
fault.
of his players. I mean, he don't
Is it
have
really?
Pippen. He don't have Pippen on the
Is it
squad.
really?
He doesn't
Is it
have,
Is it really?
guards that can shoot the ball.
Did he have D-Wade on his
He
squad?
had D-Wade, he had Bosh.
Did he have Bosh on his squad?
He had
I
Kevin
mean-
Love and Kyrie.
Kyrie and Kevin Love?
I mean, then he got championships.
I mean, what?
To show for
Two
it.
out of 6
Look,
with
Michael
them guys.
Jordan, everybody want to hold, a measure to Michael Jordan, but he was losing in the first and second round most years while LeBron's going to the finals.
hey, Michael Jordan, by the way, look at his numbers without Scotty, man. That kind of
What's his numbers without Scotty?
terrible. He didn't even have a 500 record, above 500 record without Scotty
Okay.
Pippen on his team.
Without Scotty.
Without Scotty, he did not have above 500 record. LeBron only has one
Facts.
below 500, and that was his rookie season.
In
Alright.
the last 8 years
Let me hear.
with Michael Jordan,
Okay.
what did he do in his last 8 years?
With Scottie Pippen, what did he do?
Okay,
He
so
won 6 championships.
what did LeBron do in his last 8 years with Kyrie, Love, Wade, and Bosh? What did he do?
It's not in the point.
It is the point.
It's not the
I understand what you're. I understand.
Did he
I understand
ever
what
Below
you're saying.
500.
In a tougher,
Below
in a
500.
tougher NBA East though.
Exactly.
Look at the teams in the East.
Celtics, Pistons, Bad Boys.
Sixers,
That's it.
Bucks.
That's
No,
it.
it wasn't it.
That's it.
Bucks,
Come
That's
on.
it.
Celtics,
Just
Sixers,
name them.
Hey, hold on. First of all,
Pistons.
That's
he
it.
didn't, Michael
That wasn't
Jordan,
it.
That's it.
Cleveland.
Michael
Come on.
Jordan did not get to
Really?
the finals until all those other teams started to fall off.
Yes.
No.
Boston
Guys,
was not
serious.
What do you
Boston.
mean?
Boston was not the same Boston in the early 80s. Detroit Pistons were done after the night, like
LeBron lost to a Dirk Nowitzki Dallas
LeBron-
Mavericks team, bro.
LeBron
So
took
what?
the
They're-
garbage.
they're-
Get out of here.
Stop.
Maybe the second best player on that team.
Hey,
Don't
LeBron-
disrespect
Maybe the second best
Jason
player.
Kidd. Jason
Really?
Kidd, Hall of Famer, was on that
Really?
team.
Jason Kidd at that.
Famer.
Look
Sean
at
Marion was
Look
still
at Jason.
borderline
No, he was
all-star.
not. Look at Jason Kidd's stats that year that they won NBA
He didn't
championship.
do that much. He didn't do that.
He
They had
did.
good
That's
teams.
what
He didn't have to.
That Dallas team was not that bad of a
Jason
team, bro.
Terry was
Serious?
Jason Terry was a good player.
Compared to who?
The argument here is LeBron James is the greatest of all time. We have an old
We
cat.
got-
based
we got
on
LeBron
this.
James took Mo Williams to the finals.
Yes.
Let Moti. He's on the phone.
Yeah, Moti, what's up, Moti? What's going on, man?
Yeah, man, before I start, man, I just want to let Tone know that the ice cream truck guy came yesterday, and his son came out with 1 quarter. No one did.
Oh my God.
One quarter?
We all live. We all
All I'm saying is, the guy, ice cream truck came the day before, and he thought he hit a gold mine, okay? I went and bought ice cream for like 17 kids, and they kept coming, I said, yo, you gotta go. So this guy said a quarter. Hey, by the way, man, my lawyer's gonna be contacting yours, man. Your son hit my son with a bike.
Wow.
Hey,
Oh,
things
man.
getting personal on Edmonton Street. Go ahead. So who is your Mount Rushmore, Moti? Who is your Mount Rushmore at Bridge?
You can include them.
I got a Dearborn guy.
Yeah, they got some Dearborn guys, so go
Yeah.
ahead and you can include whoever you want.
Man, I don't know if we should include Dearborn though.
Just include him.
He was there for a long time.
Yeah, who? Oh, no, I didn't want to.
Yeah. We're gonna save ours. We're gonna
Okay.
save ours to the
Oh,
end.
man.
Okay.
Alright, anyways, my number two might surprise a few because I'm staying with that traffic. I mean, I'm not going with Dearborn because, you know, like I said, they weren't consistent to me where I can evaluate them, you know what I'm saying? But my number two has to go to Agudi.
Alright.
People might disagree with that, but
A lot of people don't disagree.
Yes.
for a good 2 or 3 years, and I was dominant on the court.
Man, he just learned how to shoot.
Nobody can check him.
A little bit after Kendall College.
I mean, you know, he had a decent shot, you know, grabbing a rebound, like, leading his team to victory. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's why he's my number two.
Okay.
My number three, I had to go to Tone because of not only talent, but also longevity.
So you can say you old, bro.
There it goes. But
People have to give Tone that credit because not only he was dominant at his early ages, but he's still playing at a okay level right now, still
Okay.
competitive level, and that's why he's my number three. Number four, without a doubt, without being selfish, the best point guard there played out there is me.
Hang up on that man, please.
what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into my Stephen A. Did you just say Moti? Did you just say Moti? Well, that's just blasphemous.
Hey.
Hold on. From the age of 15 to the age of 25, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can check me off the dribble. I am one of the best crossovers.
Are you playing 2K, bro?
I led the league in assists.
Yeah.
Year in, year out. So I was more of a Jason Kidd kind of player. No, I didn't get the most points, but as far as dominance at the point guard position, I give myself that honor, and that's my top four. Like I said, I didn't include nobody from Dearborn because I don't think they were consistent enough where we could put them in this category.
Agreed.
Alright, hey, Moti, we got another phone call. Again, thank you so much. We're about to switch up the phone calls. We appreciate you calling in, Moti.
He in there using the medicine today. It's gonna be crazy. That's crazy.
Alright, hold on 1 second, let me just make sure. Okay, I guess the guy ended up hanging up. If you just called, please give us a call back so I can answer this phone. I'm sorry I didn't answer that one. We can just keep the ball rolling though. We're done with this LeBron talk. Alright, let's go back to this quick little breakdown of the Boston-Cleveland series. So, what is the percent that what is the chances and percentages you guys got for Cleveland to win this series? That's what I want to know. No, down 0-2, Tone, I'm gonna start off with you. What is the percentages?
I'm gonna give him 23%.
Specific reason why you picked 23?
Absolutely, LeBron James.
LeBron James.
LeBron
That's a
James.
nice touch on it. I'm gonna give him 35%.
35%?
Like, you know, a third of a chance of winning. I think, you know, being down 2-0 is very tough to come back from. But they're gonna start playing some home games, and you know, LeBron James is that X factor that can, you know, he can do what he did to the Golden State in that series. You know, if he pulls something off like that again, I can see him winning.
Dave Barber?
Got him at 20%. Only because Boston is not a very good road team in the playoffs. But other than that, they might squeak 1 or 2 out, but I can't see them guys coming back and beating them in this series, man. I think the young guys just have too much for them. And I think, honestly, Cleveland's really deflated, man. They're just not playing good basketball.
Yeah, they're
Just
not.
playing good basketball.
I'll still give Cleveland. I like the 35% from AZ. That's the number that I was going towards. Just because they got LeBron James, and I think that it's still set up to go to a 7-game series. Just because, like you said, Boston can't win on the road. They just that Game 7, man. That Game 7, I think.
Man.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. This is a question that I wanted to ask you guys personally about Brad Stevens. So I have it on my little topics thing. Is Brad Stevens the greatest coach right now in the NBA? I 100% think so. I know you guys are gonna say Greg Popovich, but this is y'all being old heads
Is it
again.
this season?
Right.
Right.
Right now, in the NBA, I'm saying Brad Stevens is the greatest coach. Let me tell you guys why. First of all, he gets the most out of his players, okay? All his players are, to me, good players. They're good players, but he makes them great. Look at their defense. Look at their intensity on the defensive end. He's without the 2 best players going into the season.
Okay.
And look what they're doing right now in the Eastern Conference Finals. This is not no first round of the playoffs. This is not This is the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay.
He got Jason Tatum playing like he's an all-star. Jaylen Brown, like they were mentioning it, and Cal, he couldn't shoot. The guy couldn't shoot. You guys probably didn't watch him in college basketball.
Yes, I
He was
did.
an athlete. No, he didn't have a shot.
I said
he was
developed the
yes,
shot.
he developed the shot. He was an athlete. He could dunk. You know, that's why they took him. People were upset that they took Jaylen Brown. He was projected to go top 5. You know, now everybody know who Jaylen Brown is. Okay. Everybody else, Scary Terry, all these players playing above their level. Look at Aaron Baines playing out of this world. So this is what I mean, and obviously we can break it down scheme and coaching and plays and all that. So this is why I believe Brad Stevens is the greatest coach in the NBA. You want to say something?
I totally disagree with you. I'm always gonna go with Pop until he's out of the game.
He's old, man.
You're acting like Boston. These kids on Boston are like slouches. They're like lottery picks. Al Horford is like a former all-star, and he was an all-star this year. Marcus Smart was highly touted coming out of college. These guys aren't like bums,
Right.
You know, they're not bums. They have talent. So did he coach the talent up? Of course. Does he have the greatest? Probably he is the greatest out-of-bounds schemes, time after time out plays. Those are always a bucket. He's getting a bucket or to the foul line. But to anoint him the greatest, the best coach right now in the
Best
game.
coach right now in the game.
No,
Easy.
what about Steve Kerr?
Easy.
What about Steve Kerr?
Stop.
Really?
Stop.
It takes
He's
a
top
lot.
5.
It takes a lot to
top
coach
5.
talent.
But that's
It
superstar.
takes a lot to coach talent.
I put Brad Stevens over
I'm
Kerr.
impressed with you, but
Steve Kerr is coaching superstars. Yes,
It takes a lot
it takes
to
a lot.
coach talent.
But Brad Stevens is making superstars. That's what he's
I
doing.
mean,
He's
superstar
making
is a
superstar,
very
yeah.
strong
I know
word.
it's a strong word. I'm
It's a
saying.
very strong
I'm
word.
just saying, but
I mean, they have a great team.
they do.
They have a great
And
team.
Cleveland is really helping them out by playing like some bums
They
too.
do.
I mean, Cleveland are not playing like they are some bums outside of one guy.
So,
Come on, let's be
AMC,
honest.
what's up?
the answer to that question is no, he's not the greatest coach in the NBA, but I do see him as the upcoming coach, the next
Right.
coach.
Where do you got him ranking?
Number 2. I have Greg
Behind Greg
Popovich.
Popovich.
Greg Popovich number 1.
He's a young
I
head.
have him number 2, then Kerr number 3.
Listen, I'm a big Popovich fan. I'm a big Popovich fan, but I've come to reality to know that I think Brad Stevens is the best coach in the NBA right
The
now.
reason I don't give it to him because what has he been like 3 or 4 seasons where you know this guy's a good coach. Pop has been doing it for 20
Yes,
years.
he has.
This guy is
I think that's also coming into play now. I think I think Popovich is 1 or 2 years more away from being done.
Look
I
at
saw
this.
that.
But look at this. Look at this year though. Look at this year of the coaches that he
Exactly.
did.
50 wins.
You have no Kawhi. You have a hurt Tony Parker. You have no Tony Parker. You have a 40-year-old Manu. You have up and down LaMarcus. The coaching job he did this year might
And
be
Tucker West.
it might be the greatest coaching job he did in his
A lot
whole
of people,
career.
a lot of people, he's under the
But-
radar this year, but he had no Kawhi. Tony Parker's at the end of his career. Ginobili's at the end of his career. I mean, he coached them up in a tough West, and he just doesn't get the credit only because
He's
he's
expected.
probably the, yeah, he's
Yeah,
probably
It's
the greatest coach in
expected.
NBA
It is
history.
expected,
That's what it
and
is.
that's why, I mean, I'm not telling you guys, I'm not tossing Greg Popovich to the side. He's number 2 all day right now. But I'm
That's
telling you,
kind of
Brad-
tossing him to the side.
Brad
I
Stevens,
won't toss him to the side, but he's number 2.
Hey,
You
Brad
go sit over
Stevens,
there.
hey, Brad Stevens is number 1, man. Brad Stevens is number 1.
People are so quick to forget
No,
about.
people are
It's
so
like
quick to
Jordan.
hype.
You know, you got a
To
Jordan,
hype
and people
up.
want to say, "Oh, LeBron's the new
Come on,
GOAT."
y'all, man.
That's what it is. People
Stevens.
forget. People forget too
man.
quick.
Thank you.
Let's go back to this series breakdown. Houston, Golden State Warriors. Tony, I'm gonna start off with you. What are your thoughts on the series? It's 1-1. Houston kind of put a spanking on Golden State that second game. First game, Golden State played really well. I like the way that they played the team ball. I think Clay had a good game right in game 1. So what was your overall thoughts so far?
I mean,
in the
in
series?
game 1, only person that really had a good game was Harden. Everybody else played like crap.
Yeah.
Game 2, they definitely got some contributions from everybody. And Golden State couldn't hit a bucket outside of Durant. So, I mean, everybody expected this to go 7 games, and I mean, that's what it's looking like.
Not everybody. You got ABZ and Dave called it in 6,
Mhm.
which it kind of still looks like a good
It's
call.
probably gonna be 6.
Yeah, I still because maybe see it going 6 where like Golden
I
State.
think
wins
Houston
next
won
to-
more.
Yeah, so that's what they got. I mean, you got Houston going 7. I mean, game.
I mean,
six.
they took one on the road, so I guess you guys kind of see them closing out at home. Huh?
Yeah, 6. Game 6 at home. What are your thoughts on the series so far, ABZ?
Yeah. Well, I think the series is a good series. I like the two, powerful offenses going against each other. Them winning game 2 was a good indicator that they're the real deal and they're not choking in the playoffs. But I'm only giving them 20% chance to win it. It's going to take a lot from Chris Paul, Harden, Capella. You need everybody to be on their game. And for that reason, I see the Golden State winning 80% chance.
We got Dave Barber.
Short and sweet. I mean, the Eastern Conference Finals is more serious than this is.
Why?
Even though it's 2-0, because at the end of the day, when Golden State put the lock on him, but Steph Curry's never gonna shoot like that ever again.
Yeah.
But that's
He had
two
a
games,
horrible
though.
game.
That's 2 games.
Hey,
He's going home for
First
that.
game.
He's
First
going
game.
home for the home cooking. That crowd's gonna be right, and they're gonna take 2 at home. This series is done. I mean, they might squeak out another one, but definitely not going further.
Well, I'll tell you what. If Houston doesn't find a way to win one at Golden State, the series is over. Definitely.
But you had
because they could probably win Game 5.
They only won like by 13 this last game. It was 116 or
No,
119.
Yeah,
It was
like
like
119 to 106.
It was like
It wasn't a close game,
but it was not a close
And that was with 3 of the Super 4 playing like garbage. I don't see that happening again. Even if only 2 of them plays well, Golden State
He
will
said
take
Super
it.
4.
Yeah, that's what. When they're together, they're the Super 4. No doubt about that.
Fantastic.
I don't.
No doubt about that.
I don't think
And
so.
Are you serious?
Are
you serious? Listen, with
I
that
think his
team,
game plan should be to let Draymond shoot as much as he can.
No,
but he won't. He won't shoot. Listen, Draymond on any other team is blocked. On that team, he's a Super 4 because he does everything that the other guys won't do. On that team, he's a superstar. On that team, he's going to be in the Hall
But
of
what
Fame.
is it that he does that other guys don't? It's only Steph.
The
That
defense-
weakness in that defense isn't.
Yeah,
it's Steph
Klay
only.
Thompson
Clay's
is
a
not
great defender.
But he's not a great passer.
He's a
But
great
he's not-
defender.
But he's not a great passer.
Yeah.
So Draymond is great
Steph is a
passer.
great passer.
Exactly. So you have 2. He cleans up for the other 2 that's not great passers. Then he cleans up for Klay, who's not a great rebounder. He cleans up for Steph, who's not a great. He picks up everybody's overall from what he does. So he is part of the Super 4.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about, man.
Yeah.
Draymond Green.
Man, give me a Super 3+1.
No.
Never.
Fantastic Four.
He's only saying that because he went to state.
Yeah.
Which I don't agree with. Yeah.
But nah, he's an all-around player, and if he left Golden State, you guys would see how valuable he is as a player, man.
And you would see how garbage he is on another team.
Nah, I don't think he's garbage.
What?
Really?
That's
Oh, you serious?
Bro, he'll
Are you serious?
Come on, hey, as much as he picks up,
He
as
would
much
not-
as he picks
he
up
would
for the others,
Listen,
they hide a lot of his.
Listen.
They hide a lot of his
I would put this. I would.
If Draymond came to the
If
Pistons,
Draymond came to the Pistons, he would not make another All-Star
Yes,
appearance
he
in
would.
his entire life.
Yes, he
No,
would.
he would not.
What's
No,
his
he
weakness?
would not.
What's his weakness?
What's his weakness?
Triple-double.
Are you
Hey,
saying?
I'm telling you, we all talk about how
He will have the
picks
ball
up.
in his hand
No chance.
50% of the
serious.
time.
He brings that winning mentality to your team. He
Yes, he
plays
does.
tough.
Is it easy to do
Hey,
that?
but
when you're surrounded about-
Hey,
Not a
let
lot of
me
Draymond
tell you why I love
Green's
this. Let me tell you why I love this, because it's gonna happen. Golden State's not gonna be able to pay everybody, and Draymond will be the one that's gonna have to go. And watch, we're gonna see what's gonna
I don't
happen.
think
You're
he'll
gonna
be
see
one. I
what's
think
gonna
Clay will
happen.
go.
I think Clay will go. Though.
Yeah, I think
Clay wants his own team.
They need.
But
I
everybody
agree.
listen.
I think Golden State,
go.
Golden State's management would say I would take Draymond because they have 2 guys that can put the ball in the bucket.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Clay can go and be his own man and score his own, but you don't have, like I said, on this team,
Why?
another Draymond.
Hey, how many
Why
points
not?
would Clay
Why
go
not?
average
On this
another
team.
Draymond.
22, 25.
He's doing that. What
What's
is
that?
that? 1920.
What's
I
that?
think Clay would easy go over 25 on
I don't
another.
want to
Who's
say
that?
that. I'll tell you why he won't.
Easy
Because what?
that?
Easy
You
25
have
points.
Durant that can shoot. You have Curry that's shooting. That spreads the floor for him to shoot. If you put him on a team where he's by himself,
Clay
they're gonna
Thompson
check him
needs-
out.
Clay Thompson needs
He
not.
no space.
This is space to play.
No.
What was that, 2015 or whatever year that was without KD, that boy was putting in work.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
Yes.
he
Yes.
easily be over
Yes.
25.
An average 25 points a game.
Easy.
bro.
I said
Easy.
25.
Easy.
I said you won't pass 25.
Man, what are you saying? You're arguing 1.6
22,
right now?
25. You said 22.
25 is the ceiling.
Hey,
Hell no.
going,
25 is bad.
talk about the, I guess, what's your percentage right quick? Houston can win the series. What's your percentage?
Not very good.
Slim to
10%.
I
got it at 15.
Yeah, I'd probably give him like 20%.
I got 15.
I'm with 15.
I got 20.
15.
20. Alright, so we're gonna shift it over to the NBA lottery. Y'all saw it. I mean, I've seen pretty much the results. But what interests me, because I just put a quick note about this, is that Luka Doncic, whatever you say his last name, Doncic, whatever, he says he's unsure if he'll play in the NBA next season. So you know how that works, where they can
Smart man.
decide. Why is he smart? That's what I want to know. I want to know what your opinions on that. Why is that smart
This
for
is
him
a very
to not play?
loaded draft class. Up to
He's going number 2.
right.
So, what's the
No,
problem?
no.
It's in a way, it's kind of, he's kind of
I would
in control where he's gonna go.
He
I
could
would
go
go
number
fresh,
1.
right?
It's not
But
even for sure yet. He's
yeah.
going number 1.
No, he will
He's
not.
top three. He's top
You
three,
know what?
100%.
You can say
Easy
he's top
top
3.
three.
You guys can
Easy
say
top
he's top 3. Me personally, I'm scarred from Darko Milicic. And I'm sorry to tell you guys, European players are hit or miss. Teams understand that
Yeah,
now.
but then when you
This
get
is a loaded draft class. You can go with the sure thing or over a player like him.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
This is
always
not-
says Darko, but
This is
outside of that,
yeah.
give me another guy
Give me
outside of
Porzingis.
Darko.
Porzingis is
Come
a
on,
player that you
That's a
want on your
one. That's
team.
a one. Who else?
Yeah, who else? Is Dirk,
Dirk.
Porzingis?
Dirk.
What do you mean?
Are we talking about European players or, I mean, in general? There's a whole list that didn't make it.
Well, we're talking about top 3.
Okay,
Oh.
Dragon Bender, wasn't he supposed to be a top
He's not
5?
bad though.
Come on.
Phoenix is dumb because to be honest with you, he wasn't really
No,
fit.
no, you say that now. Before,
This guy's a
You put
6'8".
That's my man.
He wasn't consensus.
Yes.
Hers,
He wasn't
I think
he's on
Doncic-
Orlando Magic. He was a 6th pick like 3 years ago. I haven't seen him touch a
Mario
basketball.
Hezonja.
I haven't seen him
Come
touch
on,
a
guys.
ball.
Hey,
Yeah, it's hit or miss
He's
for
getting,
sure.
and another thing is, he's getting paid $2 million a year to play with Real Madrid. He's not gonna get that in the NBA. I mean, he'll still have a rookie contract, which is okay. I think he should wait till it's one more
You
year.
don't think he's
He'll
gonna
develop
get $2
better.
million a year in the NBA?
He will.
You
but
got bums
Rookie.
making $7 million.
I'm talking about his rookie contract.
alright, but first of all, he's a 6'8"
I mean,
point
he's got to
guard.
start somewhere.
He's a 6'8" point guard. It's hard for him not to be successful as a 6'8" point guard.
Dante Exum is a 6'8" point guard. He sucks.
I mean, he got hurt.
Yeah.
And he sucks.
He was better before, but he got
And he
hurt.
sucks.
Alright, so I got right now about who's the greatest point guard of all time, but I'm gonna wait till the last. We wait to the end because now we're gonna get to the family special, okay?
Family
So
special.
let's get to the family special.
I
Let's
mean,
get to.
man,
let's
I guess this is why it's called a family special. Y'all wait till I get on.
Hey, so basically my question to you guys is Mount Rushmore of Bridge Academy, Abe Z. I'm gonna go ahead and start with
I don't want to
you.
start.
Why not?
I'm gonna go ahead and pass on
We're
it.
gonna pass on it. Alright, Dave Farber. Dave,
Somebody change my top 4.
I have no problem starting.
hey,
I'll start if you guys want me to start.
Okay, you can start.
you can start
Never
Abe.
mind.
Okay, so let's make this quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
First and foremost, number one, personally, I'm gonna go with my boy, family.
You got, hey,
this
you
definitely
don't
a
even-
shot.
you don't even gotta rank them.
Whoa.
Yeah, just
Mount
Mount
Rushmore.
Rushmore.
Let me
Oh,
tell you,
I appreciate
he's been doing it for so long. He's still hard to check. He's still fast. You know, he still finishes.
Oh man.
I'm with
He only
family.
speaks the truth, fellas.
Honestly.
Honestly.
That's like, honestly.
Number two, I'm gonna go with Salah. Tall, can finish at the rim, can shoot the ball really good. Lanky, you know, very hard to check. Number three, I'm gonna go with Mosey. Didn't get a lot of time to play with him, but when he does play, he's very hard to stop. especially
Mosey,
when
who?
he's
Your
hot.
brother Mosey.
And my brother Mosey.
Alright, we wanna make sure that the crowd knows that we're talking about his brother.
And then number four, I'm gonna go with Dearborner. Also didn't play with him that much, but when he was playing, I just had a personal hard time checking him, and that's Obed.
Obed.
Yeah.
Alright, I think Dave's agreeing with that part of the
That's
comment.
that last one I did.
Alright, so Dave, we're gonna go ahead and go with you. What's your Mount Rushmore?
My Mount Rushmore. I got
Thanks, Dave.
Obed, Saleh,
Oh god.
Mosul, and I got Fami.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, you
Alright,
can change
hold on,
right now.
hold on. It was.
That's four.
Earlier.
That was my list.
You got Mosul on the
I got Mosul.
I like
Hey,
Mosul.
Mosul, dude, listen to me. Mosul,
Honestly.
as far as offense go,
Agreed. Agreed.
who was checking Mosul?
Most Sufis
Who's
is a
checking
good
Mosul?
one.
Mosul.
Most
No.
Sufis is a good
Nobody
one.
has blocked
No.
Mosul as much as I have.
Hey, and you know what?
Offensively,
Most Sufi was hard for me.
Mo Sufi is a
But
hard guard, bro.
he's number 5 on my list.
Okay.
He didn't crack it, but it was
Oh,
hard.
okay.
Because Sufi was complete. No, we're gonna go with Tone, man.
I mean,
Tone.
hey, listen, without being biased, you know, I definitely got
What?
only because the people voted. The people voted.
People said.
And the people voted
You
that
smell
I was one of the top 4. I think we had this discussion at Moti's a couple months back, and yeah, it was myself, it was Mo Sufi, it was Nash, and it was Salah. You know, I couldn't put a Dearborn in. I mean, if any Dearborn is coming in, it's Obed.
Okay.
Everybody knows that. He's one of the top players. Very high IQ, and yeah, I just couldn't put him on because I mean, I feel like you got to play there a certain amount of time just to be included. So
Alright.
yeah, that's my list.
That's a nice list. All of our lists is kind of similar, man. So it's not in a specific order, but I got my man Tone.
All right,
Yes,
all right.
Like I said, longevity does matter, and Tone's still doing it at the age of 45.
Vince Carter agrees,
39,
baby.
fellas,
Vince
39,
Carter agrees.
39. Hey, Vince Carter agrees.
Yeah,
That's
right.
okay.
I actually
Yeah.
like that you had this topic when I'm here.
Yeah, we have to have it.
Alright.
Alright, so Tone is in there, Mosey is in there. I thought that when he was there, he was dominant. You know, it's hard because I always say, I like to debate with him saying that AZ is better than Mosey, but, you know, AZ is my age, so I can't put him on that list because I'm still competing with one another. So Mosey is on that list. Salah is also on that list. Like AZ said, it's just one of those people that is just hard, tough to guard. You can play great defense with a hand in his face, and somehow he'll still make the shot because he has that advantage over you. And last but not least, I gotta look out for my Uncle Nash. Nash Abdullah is on that list just because I know for those that are younger in the generations, I used to always come and watch them play ball, and Nash used to whoop on Tone all
Not
day.
true, fellas.
Nash used to whoop on Tone.
That's why he said his uncle.
Yes.
Not true.
So long story short, Nash has definitely got the respect to be on that list, at least on my list. So that's my top 4. That's my Mount Rushmore and Bridge. Sophie, I'm sorry, but you was number 5. It was hard. I had to put my uncle before you though. So
Family first.
family first. That's how it goes.
What did he actually say? Family reminds me of Kobe when he plays.
Oh man.
Stop.
Hey,
Yo,
Willie.
yo,
Wow.
Oh,
Willie.
man. All right, I appreciate it, Willie.
Willie,
Wow.
That's that.
Half off Corner Cafe.
Yeah.
The torn ACL, Kobe maybe. But
Oh, man.
Kobe, you
All right,
talking
man.
about,
I liked you better when you were making your list.
Yeah, bro.
So that's our topics. So I also got here best point guard of all time because I like the debate talk that we like to do. So guys, what is the best point guard? We ain't talking about Bridge no more, guys. We're moving on from Bridge.
All right.
Best point guard of all time. We're gonna have Moti calling again, making sure that we have him on the list. Who's your best point guard of all time in the NBA? Tony, we're gonna start off with you, man. Since you're feeling yourself right now, everybody has you on
Well,
that list.
let me tell you something. I grew up a Bad Boys fan, so I'm a little biased, but I'm gonna go with Isaiah. Isaiah was dominant in his time, smallest guard, you know, doing things that, you know, other players 6'5", 6'6", 6'8" weren't doing. So he's a leader. Being a point guard, you got to be a leader on the court too. So I'm gonna go with my boy Zeke at his peak, number 11 from Indiana.
Let's see where he was.
Isaiah
Did you
Thomas.
compare that line right there?
I did it.
Alright, Zeke at his peak. Dave, you gonna respect our elders,
That's
so you
so
next.
corny, bro.
By the way, I'm gonna give that credit to Mosuki. He came up with that Zeke at his peak.
Alright.
Sounds about right. Again, I'm a homer, and I want to pick Zeke. You know, he's my favorite point guard of all time, but the best point guard of all time is Magic Johnson. I don't even have to speak on that. So
He got Magic, what you got?
I
AZ?
agree, I got Magic. He was, just like they said, you don't have to speak on it. If you want to look at anything, he's the best. He was, you know, he outsized them. He was Showtime with the Lakers. He was just the best point guard of all time.
I mean, one thing he had to his advantage was his size.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, if you go, what made him a point guard? Just the
He
title?
was a great passer.
Hold on, but just the title, because if I'm picking to, you know, like without
You
point
talking about a
guard,
traditional
point
point
forward, yeah, then I'm going
I still would
LeBron. I feel like LeBron James is a better passer than Magic.
are you out of your
See,
mind?
See, that's what I mean.
Just
What
go.
makes him
Are you
what
out
makes
of
him
your
a better
mind?
passer?
Are you out
If
of
you've
your
seen
mind?
some of the passes LeBron
Are
James
you out
was
of your
making
mind?
the
You have
other
to be a
night,
point
just the
guard.
other night.
You have to be a point
Wow.
guard.
I mean, he is a point guard.
LeBron? No, I'm talking about his position.
Even if you do point forward,
Why are you
he
guys
is not a
disrespecting
better.
LeBron James
He
as
is
a
not a better passer than Magic
Why
Johnson.
not?
You know what? I can sit here and make a case for anyone.
LeBron James.
He is not a better passer than Magic
So
Johnson.
if you,
LeBron
You guys are
James.
saying that just shows that
Okay,
you're
let me
biased
ask you.
with anything.
Hold on, let me ask you a
Why?
question.
You can say he's the best blocker. You can say he's
No,
the best
he's not
shooter.
though.
No, he's not. He's not the best shot
He's
blocker.
not. He's not the best
LeBron
shooter. He's not the
James-
best blocker.
You
He's
guys
a
are-
great passer.
Y'all
He's a
missing
great
out.
passer. Nobody's taking that away from him.
He's a
Magic
great
Johnson,
passer.
Magic working
He's
for
not
Magic
bad.
Johnson was he
He
came
said
before his
He
time.
said he could debate that.
Right, so
He
but
came
you can
before
debate-
his.
You can debate so
What?
much.
Magic
He's the best
Johnson
passer.
came
Chris
before
Paul,
his
come
time.
on.
First, I think LeBron was a better passer. than
Magic
Chris Paul.
Johnson was not a great defender. So point guards were going right by him. I mean, he was just taller than any other point guard
Hold
available.
on a second, man.
He was not a great
Listen
shooter.
to me, man. Listen to me. You guys are sitting here acting like LeBron is locking people up on the outside. He is not.
He's not, but
He
he's
is
a better.
not.
He's a
He
better
is not.
defender than Magic.
So don't.
LeBron, when he climbs down on D.
He is not.
He does.
I've seen when he climbs down.
Yes.
When he climbs down.
I'll tell you what.
Really?
I'll tell you what.
Wow.
I can show you many signature defensive plays by LeBron
I can
James.
show-
but
I
you
can
cannot
remember
show
one.
me one.
I can remember
You
one.
can't show me one
I can
match.
remember one.
What do you
I can
mean?
remember
He
one
got
time-
chased down blocks.
Oh, here we go
all
with
the
the chase
time.
down
LeBron
block.
got chased down
All
blocks
the
all
time.
day.
All
Oh,
day.
what did he do? He runs down the
So
court
what does
after
Magic
every
do? What
turnover,
does Magic
and he
do?
blocks
Even
somebody.
does not make him the
I'm
best
talking
blocker.
about
He doesn't. He's
one
not.
time that I've seen him
Exactly.
sit down on somebody, and I was like, wow, he sat down on this man, and that was great defense. Other than that, he's no different than anybody else to me on the defensive end. Simple as that. Let's go.
In today's time. But Magic was a terrible defender. Horrible.
We're not talking about defense. We're talking about passing.
And I think LeBron is just as good as a passer.
I think I'm taking you off that list now.
Can't. It's
official.
It's on record.
What's that point?
It is on record, Dave. You screwed up, man.
No, we're talking about
I only
passing.
did that because he said across front. We got the
He
sympathetic
knew I was going to be on the show.
Yeah, you should have seen his face earlier when I told him he wasn't
Yeah,
on
He
my
told me I was number 5.
Yeah, I did change my list. I'll tell you that.
Tell us how to shake it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Right.
I appreciate you, Dave.
All right, guys. Let's keep the ball rolling. Let's move the topics to the NFL. Dave, you want to give us the commercial music? Hit us with the commercial music.
I won't be on this show every night.
Moving on to the NFL. So basically what we're going to do from now on, this was Dave's idea, by the way, and I thought it was a good idea, is start breaking down teams, maybe 2 to 3 each week, where we break down each team and see who's fantasy relevant on the team, and then go all the way up until, because there's about 12 weeks left, you do the math, 2 3 teams each week, up until the NFL season begins, then we start breaking down NFL fantasy guys like we usually do. So I started off with the AFC East, and the first 2 teams that are on the list was New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. So what we're going to do now is New England Patriots, we're going to break down New England Patriots, we're going to list off players who we think is fantasy relevant on the New England Patriots, and then what round that you guys think they might get drafted. And then we're going to break down about who you guys think is going to have the best fantasy season on the team, again taking into the round into consideration, who you think is going to have a not so great season, and then sleeper on the team. So pretty simple. Listing players, you guys want to just jump in. Obviously, you got Tom Brady. Where do you guys see Tom Brady getting drafted in the fantasy season?
I got Brady in the third.
Third round. How about you, Dave? Where do you see Tom Brady getting drafted this season?
About 3rd or 4th round.
How about quarterback? Where do you see him getting drafted?
Number 2.
Number 2. Who do you got before him?
Rodgers.
How about you, Dave? I got Deshaun Watson going before him, man.
That.
I got Watson going
People love
before.
Watson.
I like Watson, man. I like him a lot, man.
I mean,
Watson, that's
Watson was balling.
He's coming off the injury, though.
I personally.
But what about the knee injury,
what?
though, man?
So what?
That's a lot.
That is a
That's a
lot.
lot.
Right.
That kind of takes his mobility up,
Yeah.
you know.
And that's what helped him out.
Yeah.
Hey, Deshaun Watson, to me, personally,
What would you draft him?
I'm taking him before. See, I don't want to reach on a quarterback.
Exactly.
Right.
I like Kirk Cousins. I like Derek Carr this year.
So when would you draft Watson? I know this is not what we're talking about.
4th round.
So
I'll
you
draft-
said you taking Brady after.
So you're taking
My
Brady
boy
like
Siebel drafted Brady in the 2nd round.
Yes.
I drafted him in
Early,
the 2nd round.
top 2nd.
I drafted him.
And I thought,
I
I
won a
was like, whoa, what's
championship.
going on?
Hey, but not this year though. You're
Can
not
I
drafting
ask you
him
This year probably 3rd. That's why I
But
got
you guys, let me ask you guys this about Brady, and I was thinking about this. You guys don't think that at some point there's going to be a decline?
Big time.
Yeah,
Big
I mean,
This
he's
year?
got, why not this
I
year?
think
Not this
And we've been
Why
saying
not
that
this
every
year?
year for the last 4 years.
I think
Because
that
I'll tell you when that clip will come when he'll decline.
The
When he
decline-
suffers an injury. When he tears his Achilles, when he hurts his knee, when something happens physically, because that's the last thing, he got everything
it's
else.
gonna week 4. Watch out.
So
Against-
time, so, cause I mean, I'm just thinking, I'm sitting here, I'm
He's
like,
still healthy.
he's a quarterback, and I mean, and he doesn't take the brunt of the hits like everybody else.
He
But
doesn't.
eventually, Father Time, he's, what is he, 40? 40.
Yeah.
Eventually, Father Time's gonna have to catch up with this man.
He's very fit. He got to
Stop it.
Let me
He's
tell you.
very
Let
fit.
me tell you. Let me
Hey,
tell
I
you.
know. I know. You
Because
said
I
stop
was,
that.
I'm
He's
obsessed
very.
with Tom Brady, and I looked into what he does.
He said
He sets
so
his.
first of all, you say he's very fit and you're obsessed with Tom Brady.
Yes.
We might have to watch out.
Don't put those together. Listen. Tom Brady, him and his trainer set his whole schedule a year ahead. What he eats, when he's gonna train, everything he does. That mentality, that type of dedication, I'm not surprised why he's so successful this late in his career. He's 40, but like I said, unless he gets injured, unless he gets hurt, something happens like that, this is not the year he'll fall off.
The guy doesn't lift weights. He's scrawny as hell.
They said that when he came off the
Listen,
draft.
only
Look at him now.
thing he's been great at is he's been great at avoiding hits.
He's a winner.
That's it.
He's a winner.
He's a winner.
Well, he's been great at avoiding hits. That's what's kept him in the league for
Exactly.
so
So
long.
that's what I'm saying. If he gets hit and hurt, that's when you should decline. If he does what he's been doing, this is not the year he'll fall off. He might have a slight dip, but he won't fall off to where he's not a top 5 QB.
Hey, my cousin Salt just said he only really earned 2 Super Bowls, so I'm guessing.
I
he
agree
Tom
with that.
Brady. Dave,
Why
I'm
is it
sorry.
earned?
He said he only earned 2 Super Bowls.
Why
So
didn't he get any rest?
Yeah.
you're gonna have to
The
give
Oakland
us
game,
I mean,
the Oakland game.
Oh, he said,
I mean,
that's not his
He
fault.
said Tom Brady won
there.
3 Super Bowls that he shouldn't have won against the Falcons, the Seahawks, and the Rams, which were all like close games.
Yeah.
So that's what he's saying.
Well, he lost close ones in the Super Bowl, so
Yeah, so
then he should have won. You can say you should have 8.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think he earned all 6. My cousin Salt over here, see, he don't like Tom Brady because
Salty.
he's a fan.
He's salty.
So, Julian Edelman, where do you guys see Julian Edelman going? Because he's coming off an injury too.
I got him going in the 5th.
5th round. Well, that's soon. I think that's very early.
I like him.
You like
You
him a lot?
got a fifth round what?
For,
Standard or PPR?
PPR.
no, I got him in the stand.
You're out of your
Standard.
mind.
Yeah, that's way too
You're
soon.
out of your mind.
That's where I had him.
PPR?
That's where I had him.
Oh, that's
PPR is
crazy.
debate.
PPR, PPR, yeah, maybe
Yeah,
5
but you know what?
4
I'll
or
have
5.
him. I'll
Who's your number 1 receiver this year?
Number 1 receiver? What do you
No
mean?
count, bro.
Go-to guy?
Exactly.
Okay.
Well,
That's it.
for the-
Wait, Chris Hogan.
Yeah,
was
Chris
there.
Hogan.
For the
Chris
first
Hogan.
year until he got hurt.
Yes.
Chris Hogan.
Chris
was there.
Hogan. And
Chris
Sonny
Hogan.
Michel gonna eat up some of that too.
Hogan is still there.
League is hard to picture.
Well, Chris
No,
Chris
man.
Hogan was a
Yeah.
top. He was top 15 wide receiver.
And
before he
Brandon
got hurt.
Cooks is gone. Who
And
gonna eat-
Brandon
he gonna
Cooks.
eat this year?
Edelman.
And Sony Michel, no, Hogan, and then Sony Michel's gonna get them reps too.
Well, I need to play the league with you
Yeah,
guys. but I'll
PPR,
definitely
no,
come
I mean standard league. Oh wait, Edelman.
Okay,
Not
so
bad.
where do you got Edelman going?
In what standard?
Yeah.
10-man league.
Yeah,
8?
I'm gonna say 9 maybe.
That's late.
Yeah,
That's
9
late.
maybe.
Tell me to get him as a wide
I
receiver.
think, we got a
9
phone
maybe.
call.
In
Hey,
the standard league, yes.
yeah, who's calling? Salam.
Salam.
Salam. Hey, Dave, he said salam alaikum. It's Mo G.
Wait, oh, we got Moji, Moji?
Yeah, Mo G, Mo G.
Oh, Moji. Well, I think, man, what's going on, man? You alright?
I mean, we're in the middle of a radio show.
Yeah.
We got O, Dave, and Abe, and myself. So, you got a question for the fantasy guys?
I got a question for any guy.
Alright.
Anybody looking for a job?
What's good?
Oh man. All right. Well, it's a good thing this is streaming on like different platforms, so I'm sure we're gonna get a call.
Hey, Moji.
What's up?
Hey, we just did our Mount Rushmore basketball players, and we have Fehmi
Why you asking?
on the list. Do you agree? Do you think Fehmi deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore?
How does Moji know? He don't play
Remy
sports.
is the founder of Mount Rushmore.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Oh, now look at it. Just a minute, Moji don't know.
Hey, my man Moji.
Man, Moji, we ain't trying to hear that, man.
Hey, that's a question, don't ask it
That's
again.
very true. If you're looking for, if you ask a question, you gotta be looking for the answer.
It's harder to answer that question than it
What
comes
kind of
to.
question is that? You gonna see Shannon there?
Yeah, you can. It's fine with us, man. Hey, so Moji,
What's
let me ask you this question. Tom Brady, where do you see him getting drafted in fantasy rounds this year?
up? Yes, sir.
Yeah, or how about ranking in terms of quarterback? Where do you see him going as a quarterback? I guess in fantasy football.
Quarterback one, probably top 10.
Wow, you don't got him like even earlier than that?
Not top 5.
Name me 5 quarterbacks that you would take right now, top of your head.
Don't say Russell Wilson. Please.
Top of my head,
Top of your head, 5 fantasy quarterbacks you would take right now on top of your head.
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay,
This year I'll take Marcus Mariota.
all right.
Is Angela coming back this year?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Can't take him off an injury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Andrew Luck. You can do whatever you
He
want.
did get injured early, so he had like.
Okay, so you got Luck. Who else?
That's 2 years.
We're talking about Tom Brady, right?
Yes.
There's 2 different injuries.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers, Mariota, Andrew Luck.
How about Deshaun Watson?
I don't know about this. I don't know about the injury. We gotta see.
No, that's a
How about
terrible
Carson
list.
Wentz?
I'm sorry to tell you, that's a terrible
There's
list.
the one same thing. You gotta see the injury. There's
How-
2 big injuries they had, huh?
How about Derek Carr? How about Kirk
You're
Cousins?
looking for people to put over Brady. Yeah, you doing? Come on, guys.
I'm trying to help him. He said top 10.
Whoa, come on.
Ben Roethlisberger?
Nah.
So essentially, you got
They're
Brady at
not
4.
allowed
Yeah.
No, I'll take that right before then.
God.
How about Breeze?
Hey, Mo, I can't believe you're doing Chef Brady like that.
Yeah, man, listen, man. It's
Hey.
the chef to step down, man.
Hey, it's Ramadan and you talking about the chef like that, man.
We talking about chef and football, not chef and this now.
OG, what's up, man? You got any other words, man? We gotta keep the show rolling. What's up?
Is this on air for real?
Yeah, you're live right now, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. You got any final words? Anything you want to add?
You guys talking about football? You guys talking about anything?
We're talking about the New England Patriots right now. We're talking about who's some fantasy players on the New England Patriots.
I gotta put my plug in there. All right, listen, I need a worker, afternoon shift.
All
You
right.
know what I'm saying? From 2 to 10, 2 to 11. Let me know.
All right, we got you. There you go. You need an afternoon worker from 2 to 10. Afternoon shift worker. We got you, Moji. If anybody calls, we'll give you a heads up.
All right, when can I start doing this radio show?
Whenever you want to come, let us know. Fridays from 4 to 5.
When did you start doing it?
A couple weeks ago.
Cute. Very cute.
Yes, sir.
Alright,
We got Salt said Wentz, Rodgers, Matt Ryan, Deshaun Watson, Breeze, and Rivers. And then what they actually got Rodgers, Wentz, Watson, Breeze, then Brady.
He got Philip Rivers, so like,
He's salty about Tom Brady.
yeah,
I gotta get the
Tom
story.
Brady. He really don't. He really don't. But okay, let's keep the ball rolling. Sonny Michel, where you guys got him going this year? As
I
hopefully we'll
also
be back.
got him in the 5th.
5th round, that's a good round. I think I seen going there in 5th
I
round.
mean,
Which I
again,
think is a good
I think it
pickup.
depends on PPR and
Right.
whatnot. Yeah, I mean, and with the Patriots, man, you
Exactly.
really don't know what
Standard
you're
is different
getting.
than PPR.
And you don't
man.
even know what you're getting with the running backs. You never know. It's always, I mean, who thought Rex Burkhead is coming out last year and performing like he was
I did.
early pre-draft?
I did.
I did.
Because we had a
I had
pre-draft
him
show.
too high.
I had Rex Burkhead as a
I had him
sleeper.
too high, to be honest
Okay, a
with
sleeper. What do you
you.
end
We had
up?
him too high.
What do you end up?
That is because of the injuries.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you don't know. Roles change with the
The
Patriots
running backs
every
are
single
But
year.
they took him in the first
Yeah,
round.
hey,
Come
New
on.
England Patriots are not taking
I
him in the
think
first
I
round.
think honestly
He's a
in PPR he'll be higher than standard. I think
Yeah,
you're,
for sure.
you're gonna catch
For sure.
more than
Every
he runs.
player
You know what I'm
is
saying?
higher.
No, I think he's running the ball
You
too
can-
well.
I don't think he's gonna run the ball all day.
I'm telling you, but okay, let's keep the ball rolling. Burkhead, where y'all see Burkhead?
Burkhead draftable?
Yeah,
I
is
would
he?
have drafted him.
You
By
would draft?
committee, yeah, I wouldn't draft him.
Bro, I heard his role's gonna be even bigger this year, so
I heard it's
I
gonna diminish.
I mean, it's unless something from now until the season starts, something comes up.
Big one is Gronk. Where you guys see Gronk going?
The 3rd.
Second,
Fourth.
man,
I say
Fourth.
3rd. I got 3rd Gronk for
Right
Gronk.
there.
That's 3rd, yeah.
That's
I
second,
though.
late second
Yeah,
round.
but
How serious is he about
Hey.
football, man?
Exactly.
Yeah,
How serious about
I mean,
football?
I had
Look,
only by this.
To me, I think it was more just about him trying to get paid.
No,
Because
it's
they
not.
don't renew
No,
contracts.
I'm really worried about
Bro,
I'm really worried about
I think he wants to be the next Rambo or something like that. I think he wants to go to Hollywood, bro.
He's
Yeah, he want to go to Hollywood,
He's
man.
losing interest. He's losing
Yeah,
interest in the
yeah.
game. That's why he's my disappointing player.
Yes.
I would probably still take him in the 3rd or 4th, depending on who's available.
I would.
But
I think that if you say he's disappointed, but I think he's not gonna have a good year. I think
Yeah,
that.
but with the
You
Gronk,
just say you're gonna draft him
He
in the third.
just, bro,
I
he just
think
said
he's gonna go
disappointment,
in the
but he's
third.
gonna take him in the 3rd and the
I
whole.
didn't say that. I said
It depends on who's
I
there.
love him.
when I say disappointment, I mean not 1,000 yards and
Right.
8 to 10
Not a
touchdowns.
Gronk season.
Right, not a Gronk season. I don't mean 400 or 500 yards and 3
Right.
touchdowns.
Yeah.
A Gronk season is,
Gronk is still
Right.
Gronk. I
Right.
just feel like I
he'll
don't know.
get you 2 touchdowns.
Something's gonna happen, man. So, anyways, we got Raheem Hassan that said I'm not taking Gurley top 3. Just I know it's kind of off topic, but Todd Gurley is a top 3 running back to me.
Oh,
in my
no
opinion.
question.
But, so who's the most disappointing? Who you see having the
Oh,
spring of
man.
the year in New England? I got Brady. I think Brady's not gonna have a great year. I think he's
He'll
borderline
prove you guys
top 10.
He'll prove you guys wrong.
In my
Borderline top 10?
Borderline.
Who you got? James Winston?
No, I don't know James Winston that no more. I don't mess with
No
James
more.
Winston.
I'll see no more.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
James.
just plugging him in all
Right.
that.
I was-
James,
I
after
told
week
you
5, I'm
James-
telling you, on
James.
James, after week 8, I'm telling you, on
No,
James.
stop.
Hey, that's
Stop.
James, that's what
Stop.
it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
I was on the James wagon too.
Yeah,
Come on,
I'm
man.
because
I
he's
told
black.
Omar last year.
He's a bum.
It is because he's black.
Nah,
So
I mean,
what?
I just said it. Yeah, I mean, I just pointed something out, that's all.
Who's disappointed this season for New England? Who you see having a disappointing season? Like from where you
I
think
mean,
the draft is?
Compared to their
I
standards.
mean, we're not doing, like, taking injury out of consideration.
Considering, yeah, considering they're playing 16 games.
Probably Burkhead.
Okay. Burkhead, who you got?
I said Gronk.
Gronk.
Compared to
Who you got,
Gronk
Dave?
standards. Compared to their standards.
I think Brady too, because I honestly had, when you said compared to their standards, I think,
Brady's going top 3.
yeah, I got
And I
Brady.
see him going like
But my biggest
17.
disappointment was Jordan Matthews. I think like he's there for nothing.
No, I think he's a sleeper.
I
sleeper.
think it's just,
Sleeper, look at the list.
no, I seen your list on
on, Dave.
That ain't my list though.
Hey,
Sleeper.
Yeah, I don't think he's a
I got
sleeper.
Jordan Matthews.
I got Jordan Matthews.
I got
too.
Hogan. He's my guy that's gonna explode.
I got Michelle.
Yeah, and Michelle's also
Okay.
on my list too. In terms of where he can get
Sleeper.
drafted.
Right.
I'm gonna go
Brady
with
can get
Matthews because Brady makes receivers too.
Yeah, he does.
They'll take a Walmart
That's
back.
I mean,
He had a chance to be the number one like
It
2
doesn't mean
years in a
anything.
row.
If the ball's hitting in
Yeah.
their hands and they're
Philly.
dropping the ball, I mean,
Philly,
he
He
can't
had
put
one up
nothing
with
with it.
Philly. He was the number
It's
one.
all right through his hands. Most
Yeah.
games.
Stop.
Jordan Matthews.
Jordan
Yeah.
Matthews.
Don't forget,
And that's like
rookie
one
season,
fantasy
He
team.
doesn't go up to
1,000
contest balls.
yards.
He doesn't like.
He's a slot.
If
He's
the
a straight
50-50
possession
ball,
receiver.
A 50-50 ball, he's not coming up with it. You literally got to throw it into his gut
And
in
guess
order
what?
to catch it with his
And
body.
guess who's
And that's
throwing
not
the
a
ball?
receiver.
Guess who's throwing the ball
It's not a
to him?
receiver to me.
The GOAT.
Hey, the goat was throwing it to him.
The
so
goat's
I'm
throwing the
taking
ball to
Jordan.
Joe
him.
Montana's throwing it? Go ahead, let's go.
Hey,
Let's get to the Bills.
so let's go to the Buffalo Bills.
It's gonna be easy.
Fantasy
It's
relevant
gonna be
players.
easy.
Yeah, it's gonna be easy.
Shady
I mean,
McCoy.
we got Shady McCoy. Where y'all see him going? Second round.
Yeah, second
Yeah,
round.
for sure.
man, like,
We
no
get a great
question.
second round.
Yeah.
Who else is fantasy?
Everything is a question mark.
Man.
The only other guy that honestly is Charles Clay, if he stays healthy. That's
Yeah,
it.
I have Benjamin McCoy in play.
Man, who throwing in the ball though?
Let me tell you, when you're a number one receiver and you have size,
Oh, Kelvin Benjamin. I
they're gonna have to
He's
throw you the
there.
ball in the red zone.
Yeah.
But we keep talking
Charles
about
Clay
number one
would be the rock.
receivers.
Hey,
You guys are looking at it as
He's
number
Josh
one
Allen.
receivers by
Who?
name.
Let me tell you,
So what?
okay, but he's still don't
Hey, he's
don't,
the number one
don't
receiver.
forget about what Kelvin Benjamin can
Calvin
do.
Benjamin had one great year.
And he's
with
been
Kendrick
injured.
throwing him the ball, coming out with
Josh
50
Josh
yards.
Allen, the rookie quarterback. I'm not saying he's gonna have a good year, but
I
rookie
think
quarterbacks
he's
go to
having a
their
good
number ones.
I
So
Especially
if
when they're
you're
big
telling me
receivers.
that you see Calvin Benjamin
I get-
and you're projecting Josh Allen to be the starter probably by what, mid-season?
But to be honest with you, they got AJ McCarron too, so he can throw the ball to Kelvin Benjamin all day. You know
Why?
that
Who would
AJ
start? Who would
really?
start?
They got AJ McCarron.
Who do you have starting in the beginning?
AJ McCarron's thrown like 10 passes in his career.
Yeah,
bro.
McCarron, no, I think they'll start off Adam.
I don't think so.
I don't think
If they start
so.
off McCarron, it's just
They signed him for 2
Yeah,
years.
you're
They
starting
got-
McCarron.
They're
He's
starting
better.
McCarron.
You're starting McCarron.
But Josh Allen to me is also a good quarterback.
Who's totally raw.
But
He's very
still,
wrong. I have him, actually have him as my disappointing player for the
Yeah,
Bills.
he's
Okay.
totally raw.
Who,
So-
Josh Allen?
Remember the last raw quarterback? Raw quarterbacks don't really try to
Not at
Jamarcus
all.
Russell, Ryan Leaf.
We have a question. We have a question
who else
from
we got? Oh,
from
go ahead.
Omi. He said he got a question for Fahmi. He said who's gonna have a better year, Fitz or Des?
Hold on. I need you to read the question as it was.
Okay. He said I got a question for old man Fahmi.
Oh,
I knew that was
I didn't want to say it.
I know, but you hesitated.
I-
That's what I'm saying. Omi, I'm coming to get you right after I get out the show.
Fitz or
But-
Des?
Des not even on the team right now.
I know. it's
So
hard-
I mean,
it's hard.
by
Yeah.
default, I'm gonna go Fitz.
Yeah, it's hard to.
I mean, if you put Des anywhere,
no, it's not fair.
not
You put him on. You think he'd be the number one?
put him anywhere. Tell me which team.
Hey,
Tell me which team.
What
put
did
Des
the
anywhere. He's not better than
Patriots
Fitz.
sign Des
What are
Bryant?
you talking about? Why are you disrespecting
They have-
the
they
NFL?
have-
I'm just
they
trying
have-
to.
They have
Oh,
done deal
oh.
with cases like that.
You're
They
right.
have done deal with cases
Who's
like
doing the
that.
ball?
I
Josh
think-
Rosen?
No. Tom Brady.
In any situation.
Would the Patriots sign Des Bryant?
I heard they're not interested.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie to you. If
Maybe
he
for the
goes-
price
if he goes
tag,
to
they're
New
not.
England, I'm picking up Des Bryant all day.
Where are you taking him? Des Bryant,
I
Sam
think
Strickland,
fourth
where are you
round.
going?
I
Where's
gotta
he
go
going?
to the. I gotta go to the
Third,
Packers.
fourth round. He said.
I said that before.
Packers already
What
said
did
not
it say?
taking him.
Just
Packers
said
already
they're
came out
taking
saying
him.
they're not taking him.
That doesn't matter what they said.
Yeah, it kind of does matter.
What about? I think like a team like
Giants?
there, Seattle.
He wants to
Seattle.
go.
I think Seattle. He'll die in Seattle. Though.
Why?
'Cause I see Seattle having a very bad year this year.
I mean, I'm
I
looking
think-
at teams that need receivers.
receiver,
Yeah, they
right.
need a receiver.
But Seattle's a very good one. Like they do
Yes,
need.
yeah.
Okay, what about the Saints?
Saints
They were
just
talking
picked up.
about
The Saints
that.
just picked. Who did Saints just picked up a receiver? That's one they just picked up a receiver.
I mean,
Lost.
him and Michael Thomas kind of play the same
Yeah, they kinda-
position.
The
but-
Saints
I mean,
just
I
picked
think
up a
they
receiver.
have
Now
probably
that's a
have
good
to change
pickup.
the
I forgot
role.
who they picked up though.
This is not a deep threat.
Yeah, he's not a
He
deep
lost
threat
his
anymore.
That's what I'm saying, man.
He's
He's
gonna
a
have to
possession
go
receiver.
He's the-
That's
but I don't
why I feel like
Red
he'd be a
zone.
good fit in New England.
He would.
Yeah,
Red
he
zone
would.
too.
Yeah.
Anybody.
I think he like what's his name? Anquan Bolden changed his game up. I think that Dez could be in that same role.
Anquan Bolden.
Anquan was a monster, baby.
Yeah.
Anquan Bolden was a fantasy wide receiver.
He was a monster.
Beast, fantasy,
Yeah. Life,
like, yeah,
reality.
Like, Anquan
So
Bolden was a beast.
quickly, guys, because we only have 6 more minutes. That's how time be flying.
Mhm.
Who's your disappointment for Buffalo?
The entire team.
The entire team.
Yeah, I got Josh Allen.
Josh
Just because
Allen.
they
Yeah,
took
I'm
him
gonna go with Dave here with the entire team.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I see LaShawn McCoy not having a good year. I just think Buffalo's not gonna have a good year. But they made the playoffs last year, which
Barely.
barely. But
This is
What's
bad.
his name had to choke for them
Yeah.
to get in the playoffs.
sleeper. Who you guys have as a sleeper?
Charles Clay. I got Zay Jones.
Zay Jones. Who you got?
Next question.
I got Kelvin Benjamin.
I also
Man.
have another sleeper.
As a wide receiver.
Chris Ivory. Back up to
Yeah, he is a
McCoy.
backup to
Let me
McCoy.
tell you, if he gets injured, I see Ivory being the RB too.
McCoy, yeah, he does.
I can
It's
see
one or
that.
two games.
Kelvin Benjamin is a wide receiver one on the team and can get picked at like the 10th, 11th round. So I
How
think
many
he's
targets is he gonna get?
100.
He's gonna get a lot of targets.
Who's throwing him the
It
ball?
doesn't matter, bro. Hey, that's
If the
the
ball,
It does matter.
It
Receiver,
does
it
matter.
matters.
Let me tell you, where can you get him? You
Yes.
can get him in the 8th, 9th, 10th round.
You're taking him.
You can get him as a wide receiver 3.
I'm taking you as a wide receiver 3.
You're acting like Cam Newton was.
I mean, why
He
would you
has
acting
a-
like Kelvin Benjamin's going 8th, 9th round anyway?
He is.
No.
I'm doing my
I bet
best.
you
You
he
know
is.
what?
People
I
are
bet you
probably
he
going to take him higher.
I bet you.
I hope not.
And I do think preseason is going to say a lot. So, I mean, let's just wait.
People sleep on the preseason. People don't take the preseason serious, but I learned a lot now that I
It's very serious.
You know, I learned a lot from a couple players. All right. So since we only got 5 minutes left, let's just debate greatest running back of all time, fellas. No debate, Dave. So who's your answer? Who is the greatest running back of all time?
I'm 20, baby. We signed it.
Barry Sanders.
I got Barry Sanders as well.
All
I
right.
mean, come on, man. You
Don't
doing
say
a show
Walter
in
Payton.
Detroit. Come on, man. Like, who do you expect?
Who you got, Walter Payton?
Hell no.
Bo
I
Jackson?
mean, I was I watched Walter Payton
Okay.
run. Okay.
Wow.
Walter Payton.
How about we don't know Bo?
Man, get out of here, man. I'm messing around. Barry Sanders, hands down. I don't know what the argument. Why people keep comparing Barry to Emmett? It ain't even. You can't even
He
argue.
retired early too.
Yeah. So why did he retire early, man?
I mean,
why you
it's
guys
one of
leave?
those
Just like Kevin
things, man.
Johnson.
That's
Yeah,
sad.
they know they're not going anywhere in Detroit.
That's sad, man. That's sad.
It is what it
It was
is.
a rhetorical question, I guess.
Yes, it was.
It's kind of sad. I got Barry Sanders too. We got MLB. We ain't really need to be talking about MLB baseball left because you know AZ don't talk baseball, by the way.
That's
He'll-
right. That's why I'm gonna get my coffee.
Yeah, he go get his coffee, first round down, so he can go and get his
Yeah,
Barry
man, what's
Sanders.
wrong with you?
So I just got that last question since we got 4 minutes left. Is any topic I want to discuss with baseball? I guess I want to just talk about who's hot right now and who's going.
The best
You know
catcher.
what? You know what? I do want to talk about
Alex Rodriguez.
We're gonna talk about that right now after that. Before we do that. So last week Saturday, I wanted to stay quiet because it was hard for me to say something, so I didn't want to say nothing. But my man Tone Beasley was going hard on the Tigers, and I'm like, you know what? It's because he's being very vague right now. Talking about they make mistakes.
I mean, you know, I got
They make, so he's being very vague. Like he's at Michigan, by the way, University of Michigan basketball. Oh, we ain't gonna get into that. So long story short, Tone likes to be vague. He likes to be ESPN. That's what I like to call him. Like just watch the highlights. And so that's what he bases it off of. The Tigers, your Detroit Tigers, are a game and a half back of the Central.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
playing good, okay baseball. I don't want to call it good. They're playing okay baseball. Okay. You got to see the roster that we have. If you look at our lineup, 1 through 9, and the fact that we're competing and we're playing, this is why I wanted Ron Gardenhire. I swear, as soon as we lost Leland, I said, let's get Ron Gardenhire. Me and him were having that conversation.
Absolutely.
And they got bad announcements. We're 4 years too late. Watch the Detroit
Yes,
Tigers,
yes.
man. They're worth watching. They're worth putting on that channel. This is me saying it. Dave, what are you about to say?
I'm on standard right now. They will not finish over 500.
I agree.
I think they're a 500 team.
They're not a
So
they
why are
will
we
be
talking-
smoked in the Central.
How much you want to
The
bet they're
Central
going to
is
spend?
horrible right now. They will finish behind the
Over
White
under
Sox and the
70.
Indians.
Hey, over under.
And the Twins.
No, White Sox suck.
And
Over
the
under
Twins.
78 wins. 78 wins. 78 and 84 is where I got them. Under. Under.
Easily under.
How much you want to bet they get 78 or over that? I'm telling you, the
I
Tigers.
mean, it's
We
early
got-
on, so I can't really bet right now.
Yes.
Hey, come 30 days from now, I mean, we'll talk about it.
Hey, the Tigers got the worst. Look at their lineup. The players are out and we're winning. We're winning games, man. It's Ron Gardenhire.
We've had better lineups.
I mean, this is probably outside of Leland, probably
Because
one
of
of the better
coaching is what I'm
managers they've
trying to
had,
say.
but why? Why wait 4 years? The Brad Osmus experiment. Why?
Because Moti wanted Brad Oswald.
Oh
That's
man.
why.
Multi is done.
Yeah, Moti is
Yeah,
done.
he's done.
We can't answer his phone calls anymore.
Yeah,
He's not a
never again.
baseball guy though.
Hey, greatest catcher of all time. We got 2 minutes left, fellas. Greatest catcher of all time.
Ooh, man, off the top of my head.
What's that guy from the Yankees? Oh,
Sada?
Sada?
Oh,
I
here's
was about to
the
tell you he's not the best player.
Oh,
I got
that was
bad
that was like Johnny Bench.
I mean, we
Are
did.
we talking? Are we going?
That's trying to fill airtime.
But I'm just saying
Yeah,
though, I know what I'm saying, but if we're talking about in our
And let's go back
generation,
to the Mount Rushmore of Britain.
go back to it. I'm gonna let y'all know this though, even though, I'm gonna say this, even though I did get my list, all them boys know me. That's all I'm gonna say, like my man Chris Webber said.
Hey,
all them boys know me.
Y'all gotta feed my man Dave in the post.
They know what happens when I got that rock on.
Man, what's going on?
They don't want to be the
Dave
best.
is not a post player.
I'm whatever I
He's
wanna be.
nice.
Oh,
I'm
man.
whatever I wanna be, baby.
Come on, Dave.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got something, it depends on who's on my team. If I'm on Moti's team, man, he wants to be the guy,
I
he wants to
remember
pick and
Dave
roll.
called Moti the best. I do remember
What'd
he
I
said
say?
he's the best point guard at Britain.
Never.
I remember he said
Never.
They,
I
Never.
say
Never.
that. I know that. I swear to you.
You can talk about that because Obed has always been my number one.
No, outside.
Obed has been the number one. What?
One guard,
I'm
it's
talking
like one guard.
We're
It's really, I'm not. Who? Amani.
Kai?
No, Obed.
Hey,
Obed. No,
No, I
no
agree.
question.
I agree.
100%. Now we're talking about now in Bridge, there's nothing. There's none.
Yeah, there's no.
There's none. There's none.
Right. So I guess pretty much the show's pretty much all done and over with. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tone, thank you for coming.
Appreciate it.
Dave, fist pumping right there.
I'm not touching
All
you.
right, there you
Yeah.
go.
I'm not touching
Come
you.
on, yes.
No.
Thank you for tuning in. My name is.
Okay, bro.
Oh, man.
You have next week.
What do you mean?
I just